Hello and welcome to Center for Victory's podcast of Your Best Day Yet. At Center for Victory, we're here to help unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. I'm Eric Guy, Chief Victory Officer of Center for Victory. With me today is a great friend of mine, Beth Friel from Day 91 Consulting. Beth, great to have you today. Before we jump in, I'm just going to start with kind of something that I heard from you. So this month, what we're doing is the whole theme of the month of March is Wonder Women. And when I think about, some trials and things like that, knowing you and knowing what you've been through, you're definitely one of those people. And you've always said you can do anything, but you can't do everything, which is always great advice. But we're going to start out kind of in the beginning, give us kind of a timeline. Tell us what you're doing now, and then how did you become who you are?
Well, first I have to thank you for being so kind as to invite me. And we've had a long friendship. But what do I do now? To me, it's so important to help other people who may or may not be like me understand themselves and then understand how to treat other people. I want to say kindly, so that they're treating people the way that will make a relationship work best. Now, I'm not a life coach, I'm not a psychologist, but I have learned how to use data to tap into what can make a relationship pretty rich, whether it's work, personal. So I really like doing that and helping people solve problems.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've always said that you like people helping solve problems, but how did you get there? Like, I mean, I know some of your story because, we used to work kind of hand in hand together and we still do a lot of the same things. But I think your story is even more intriguing of how you came up through the ranks.
So the story I tell a lot of my clients, why I do what I do now, is I kind of started off in consulting with Anderson Consulting, and I was a great fit for that because it was up or out, it was competitive, it was make your own way, get stuff done, sell big projects, and move up. And so that kind of suited my personality. The only issue was I thought everybody was like that. And so I would go to clients and my nickname was the Dragon Lady. And I thought that was so cool because I would come in, I would set everything on fire and, shout out commands, make stuff happen. And if you wanted to get something done, I was your man or woman. Until, then I had some other experiences running some smaller companies, doing a lot of operational things because I'm really, as you know, analytical and not touchy-feely, I would say. And then two things happened. One, I had two children, changed how I looked at things incredibly. Being a parent teaches you more about managing people, I think, than anything else. And then I was with this company and we had a tool that came in and it was predictive index. And it gave me a way to look at data and understand a person. So for me, I don't get people, you're really good at getting people by looking at their face. I look at a face and I'm like, oh, there's a face. There's a person. I guess they're just like me. So from consulting to running technology companies, getting fired a couple times, I ended up doing some consulting and applying these tools to working with people, and it was amazing. And so I started doing it full time, what about 2012, I want to say? So that was 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been a client for about 3 years before that. Um, and I was a partner with you.
Huh?
And then we had a great, scary opportunity to go out on our own. And now I have my own company with different consultants that I work with.
Right. Through all that, what would you say you wish you would have done differently? I know that's a kind of a loaded question, but I think it's a fair question. But you've always been kind of upfront and honest about things, and I think one of the reasons that we do these podcasts are to help people learn and grow.
Yeah.
And what's one of those things that you kind of, looking back, hindsight, would have done differently?
I wish that I had known and paid more attention to the people I was with, and focused more on how to work with people, on my relationships, and on how to be more of a coach who built people up rather than charged ahead myself. I wish I had known that how important that was,
Yeah, that's
and I didn't.
that's really good advice. That's very good. I'm sure that, but that is also, some of that has served you well too. I don't want to, I don't want people to hear
No.
this and say, "Oh, I can't do this." It's one of the reasons that the topic for the month is Wonder Women, is embracing those things, learning from those things, and moving on and giving advice to that younger generation coming in. So speaking of that,
Okay.
talk to me a little bit about who you admire, and maybe some of your, either one or two of your biggest influencers in your life.
Um, the people I really admire, probably nobody's ever heard of. There's one woman named Mary Edwards, and she was a managing partner for Accenture here in Pittsburgh. And I had the opportunity to be able to work with her at one of the organizations I was with. And she was remarkable by her ability to synthesize information, be really empathetic with people, and not hog the stage, but really help people come to their own conclusions and then take action on those. She didn't mean to be a coach or a mentor to me,
Uh-huh.
but she was. Um, I don't know that there's famous people
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
I admire,
probably
but
better with some of the people that are listening, just to get some of the people that two of the people that I admire the most, nobody knows of them, but they're my two grandmothers. I mean, inspire me a lot. So any tips, any stories you can share are great here.
yeah, and I mean, there have been so many people who helped me. There's no way to get anywhere in life without the support of other people. It just doesn't happen. I had another great boss when I was in my 20s, Diane Sullivan in California, and she was so warm and firm that she taught me a little bit about how to get the best out of other people.
Okay, as we kind of turn the corner on the end of this podcast, and keep this in mind, because you have two beautiful young daughters.
Yeah.
So I want you to speak to that kind of person, that young lady just coming up, trying to make her mark. What are some tips that you would give other women about career, personal, professional, just kind of everything in life?
Try things, especially right out of school. It's probably not going to be your final career. Try things. And when you accept when you're looking at a position, look at who your boss is going to be, because that's the person who can either lift you up or squish you down. I think that's more important than what you do. And don't try to feel bad because you don't have the experience or you're not the expert. So very few people are. And try not to be afraid to go and try new things and volunteer for things.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to learn.
Right. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Anything else you'd like to add before we
you've been a great friend to me. You've helped me a lot as well. And I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you. And I'm going to leave everybody with this quote. It reminds me of Beth. It says, life shrinks and expands in proportion to one's courage. I think you've been very courageous throughout your career. And what you've taught us is to go out, be courageous, take those steps, especially if for younger women listening to this, is just go out, try some things new, be adventurous, be courageous. And really appreciate your words of wisdom. That's all for today, folks. We really appreciate you watching. Make sure you leave a video a like and leave a comment down in the comment section below, please. We'd also appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can get notified when we post next. If you'd like more information, you can visit us at centerforvictory.com. And remember, wherever you're at, wherever you're doing, make this your best day yet. Take care.
Thanks, Eric.